I am Chef Munir El Hilali, co-owner of Crepes Parfait, and today we're cooking homemade fettuccine pasta in Mediterranean tomato sauce. We need 1 cup of lukewarm water, 1 cup whole wheat flour, 2 cups all-purpose unbleached flour, 2 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 tablespoon dried parsley. Put all the dry ingredients in a bowl, mix them very well. Then add the olive oil, the water, and with a spatula or a paddle, mix very well. Once the dough has gathered a little bit into a mass, transfer it to a work surface. Then knead it very well. Keep kneading for about 5 to 6 minutes. And we are building a matrix of gluten, which will add some texture to the pasta. If you have a mixer, you can also do this part in the mixer. But you can also do it by hand. This is a good workout, especially when you're getting ready to eat some carbs.
Yeah, keep going though.
Yeah, 5 minutes is a long time because I did weightlifting yesterday. But I gotta keep going. All right, my triceps are now so tender and tired. I'm gonna switch to my knuckles. Different angles, move different muscles. Okay, I know what to ask for my next birthday. A mixer. Hey, my wife, my next birthday, I want a stand mixer. Okay, now we will divide the dough in 2 portions. Make sure you use a knife that you don't really care about, that you don't care that if it gets dull, because I'm using a hard surface. Then shape it into a bowl. We have to let it rest because now, like a piece of elastic, is gonna keep pulling back when we stretch it. So we gotta let it rest, put it back in a bowl, cover it with a linen, that way the surface does not dry out, and let it rest 20 to 30 minutes. Meanwhile, let's make our basic tomato sauce. We need 1 can of tomatoes, 28 ounce, 3 garlic cloves, about 1/8 of a yellow onion, 1 teaspoon oregano, and 1 teaspoon dried basil. And of course, some salt and fresh ground black pepper. Smash and chop the garlic. Chop the onion. In a stainless steel saucepan, add about 1 tablespoon extra virgin olive oil and 1 teaspoon cooking oil. Add the garlic, then turn the heat on to medium. Make sure that you're using a stainless steel pot to make tomato sauce. Don't use aluminum because it's a reactive metal. And when cooking something acidic like tomatoes or citrus sauce in it, it develops a metallic taste. When the garlic starts browning a little bit, add the onions and stir very well. When the onions become translucent, add the oregano and the basil. Toast it a little bit to release the good flavor. Then add the tomatoes. Just because I am cheap, I like to rinse the can with some water and into the sauce. My wife calls it cheap, but I actually call it fiscally responsible. Then stir very well. Add salt, add pepper, stir, bring it to a boil, cover it, lower the heat to very low, let it cook for about 10 minutes. Meanwhile, let's do our pasta. This is an easy pasta to make. We're just going to use a rolling pin, and at each end of the rolling pin, put a rubber band in there. Let's take 1 ball of the pasta, stretch it a little bit with your fingers. Make sure you add enough flour. Then we want to roll it and make sure you're keeping the dough in between the rubber bands. Flip it and roll again. Once you stretch the pasta, you reach the space that the rubber band is creating. Cut it in half. Then sprinkle plenty of flour on both sides. This will prevent it from sticking when we cut it. All this flour is all gonna wash away when we cook the pasta in boiling water. Just roll it. Cut those extra pieces off the end. Then cut it about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch strips. The end pieces, we're gonna save them for another recipe for later. And the middle pieces, just unwind them like this. Then sprinkle them with some extra flour and put them on the side. And keep going with the rest of the dough. And there you have the fresh pasta ready to be cooked, and the end pieces that we're saving for another recipe. At this point, you can either cook them right away, or you can put them in the fridge and cook them later. You can also freeze them. Just make sure they are laying flat like this on a sheet tray. Put them in the freezer. Once they're frozen, you can transfer them into bags and use them whenever you want. After 10 to 15 minutes, the tomato sauce should be ready. Then we just put it in. And it's ready. Set it aside and let's make the rest of the sauce. We need 1 jar roasted bell peppers, 1 can artichoke hearts, ½ cup Kalamata olives, 1 teaspoon dried rosemary, 1/4 teaspoon red pepper flakes, 3 garlic cloves, 1/4 onion, and of course salt and fresh ground black pepper. Smash and chop the garlic. Slice the onion. Drain the artichokes very well and check them. If there are any tough outer leaves, take them off. And if there are any large pieces, cut them in half. Drain the peppers very well and check if there are any seeds. Remove them. Give them a rough chop, just running the knife through them. Flatten the olives and then chop them. Smash the rosemary in a mortar and pestle. And we're ready to put the sauce together. In a large saute pan, add 1 tablespoon cooking oil, add the garlic, add the red pepper flakes, turn the heat to medium, fry the garlic and red pepper flakes in the oil a little bit, and add the onions. When the onions are soft and translucent, add the rosemary, fry it a little bit, add the olives, add the peppers, add the artichokes, saute them a little bit, add salt, fresh ground black pepper, and about 3 scoops of our tomato sauce that we made earlier. Mix very well and let the whole thing heat up. While the sauce is heating up, we're gonna cook the pasta. Boil in salted water, drop the pasta in, and make sure you stir a little bit just to separate it in the water so it doesn't stick to each other. Fresh pasta cooks a lot faster than dry pasta, so this will take only like 3 to 4 minutes max. When the pasta floats to the top and it looks nice and puffy, then it's ready. Drain it, add it to the sauce, and mix it very well for a half a minute or so for it to absorb all the flavors of the sauce. Finish it off with some good extra virgin olive oil. Mix it in very well and it's ready. And there it is, homemade pasta with Mediterranean tomato sauce. Enjoy. Bon appetit. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe because there is more coming.